I'm Jade Harper, 31 years old, and I just landed in Boise after closing the biggest deal of my career in London. My phone buzzed the second the wheels touched down an email from Idaho First Bank. Your property at 1427 Maple Lane has been mortgaged for $280,000. I stared at the screen, heart pounding, then drove straight to my parents' house in the suburbs. The kitchen light was on, and there they were waiting like it was planned. My mother looked up first. Jace needs the house more than you do. My brother leaned back in his chair with that smug grin. Come on, sis, don't be so selfish. I didn't say a word, just stood there taking it all in, because what came next would shut the whole room down. Before I dropped the exact few sentences that left everyone frozen, hit that like button, subscribe right now, and comment below with your city so we can track how far this story spreads. That house wasn't just bricks. It was the only thing I ever owned outright. 7 years of 5 a.m. alarms in London. 80-hour weeks closing deals across time zones, dinner swallowed cold over glowing spreadsheets while rain hammered the window. I wired the final payment from a hotel in Singapore. No cosigners, no loan, just my name on the deed. Cash. Done. A 3-bedroom ranch on the edge of Boise with a backyard big enough for silence. I was 24 when I signed the papers. Jace turned 16 that summer. His birthday blew up the backyard, smoke from the grill, music thumping, 20 kids screaming over volleyball. I pulled a double shift at the pizza parlor, flour in my hair, grease on my apron, counting tips to cover textbooks. Came home at midnight to streamers still taped to the fence and a single leftover rib in the fridge. No one saved me a slice. College graduation was quieter. Black gown, empty seats on both sides of the aisle. I texted a photo to the family group chat. Mom replied, "Jace has a fever, staying home." The fever lasted exactly 1 day, the ceremony. I walked the stage alone, diploma in one hand, phone dark in the other. Christmas came every year like clockwork. Jace unwrapped Dad's old Ford pickup at 17 keys dangling from a red bow. I got a sweater, 2 sizes too big, sleeves past my fingertips, tag still attached like an afterthought. I wore it once, then folded it into a box marked donate. The house sat empty while I chased promotions overseas. I paid a gardener to mow the lawn, a cleaner to dust the shelves. Every video call I'd angle the camera toward the fireplace, proof I'd built something solid. Jace would wave from the couch in our parents' living room, feet on the coffee table, asking when I'd finally come home for good. I flew in twice a year, left the key under the mat like a fool. Told myself blood meant trust. Told myself the late-night transfers for Jace's car insurance or Jace's community college fees were temporary. Told myself the house was safe because it was mine. It was the only place I pictured retiring. A porch swing, coffee at sunrise, no more red-eye flights, no more eating alone. Just roots I'd paid for in overtime and sleepless nights. But roots rot when someone else digs them up. Hours later, sleep wouldn't come. I couldn't sleep that night. The guest bed creaked under every shift, the walls too thin, the air too thick with old arguments. At 1:47 a.m. I gave up, slipped on jeans, grabbed the spare key still hidden in the fake rock by the porch. The lock clicked like it remembered me. I eased the door shut behind me, barefoot on cold tile, heart already racing. Dad's study was at the end of the hall, door ajar. Moonlight striped the carpet through half-closed blinds. I knew the layout by muscle memory, left past the bathroom, right at the family photo I was cropped from. The desk sat under the window oak, scarred from years of Jace's homework and Dad's coffee rings. Bottom drawer, right side. Always unlocked. Always. I pulled it open slow. Manila folders, tax returns, a half-empty bottle of bourbon. Then the bank envelope, thick official Idaho First Bank logo glaring in black and gold. I slid the papers free. Mortgage agreement, $280,000. Property address mine. Borrower Jade Harper. Signature line my name in blue ink loops, too tight cross on the T slanted wrong. Forged. Sloppy. Obvious. I flipped to the ID page. Photocopy of my passport renewed last March in London. The copy was grainy edges cut off, but the photo was mine, the number matched. They'd scanned it from the file I left in the safe when I flew out for Christmas. Trusted them with the combination. Trusted wrong. Phone out. Flash off. I photographed every page, front, back, notary stamp, fine print. 23 shots. Zoomed on the signature until pixels blurred. Compared it to the real one on my driver's license pulled from my wallet. The difference screamed. My real loops flow. This one jerked like a child tracing. I kept digging. Under the mortgage folder, a second envelope. Loan application. Co-signers Yale and Uma Harper. Income verification. Dad's pension stubs, mom's part-time payroll from the library. Purpose of loan business startup Jace Harper Enterprises. Attached business plan, hand-scrawled napkin sketch of an online store, revenue projections in crayon red marker. $280, $1,000 to launch handmade crafts globally. No collateral listed except my house. My pulse hammered in my ears. I folded the originals back exactly as found, slid the drawer shut without a sound. Backed out of the study, phone clutched to my chest. In the hallway, I paused at Jace's door, light off, snoring steady. He slept like nothing burned. I returned to the guest room, locked. The door sat on the floor with my back against it. Opened the photos. Enhanced the signature. Sent copies to my cloud, then to a secure email only I could access. Deleted the gallery cache. Set the phone to airplane mode. The forgery wasn't even clever. The bank had to know. Or they didn't care. Either way, tomorrow they would. By dawn, I had a plan. The next morning, I walked into Idaho First Bank in the charcoal suit I wore for boardrooms, heels clicking on marble like gunfire. No appointment. I gave the teller my name, flashed the deed printout, demanded the loan manager. 5 minutes later, a security guard escorted me past the velvet ropes to a glass office in the back. Mr. Wu stood when I entered, mid-50s, wire rim glasses, tie too tight. He gestured to the chair opposite his desk. I stayed standing, dropped my leather folio like a gauntlet. Inside, original passport, driver's license, the forged mortgage packet I'd photographed, plus a fresh signature sample I'd inked on bank letterhead in the lobby. "Explain this," I said, sliding the forgery across. He adjusted his glasses, flipped pages, forehead creasing deeper with each sheet. The signature page made him pause, longest. He pulled a magnifying loupe from a drawer, held it over my forged name, then over the sample I'd just written. His exhale fogged the glass. "This isn't your handwriting," he stated, not a question. "No." "And that," I tapped the photocopy ID, "isn't verified. Grainy copy. No live scan. No in-person confirmation. Your compliance department skipped every red flag." Mr. Wu set the loop down, fingers steepled. "The loan funded 3 weeks ago. Disbursed to a joint account under Yale and Uma Harper with Jace Harper listed as business principal. I don't care where the money went. I care that my asset is collateral without my consent. Identity theft. Mortgage fraud. Federal crime." He glanced at the door, lowered his voice. "The board will want this contained. A lawsuit would tank our quarter." "Good. Contain it by giving me control. 7 calendar days. Full repayment, principal, interest, fees. Wire it to an escrow I designate. Miss the deadline, I file in federal court and CC every regulator from here to DC." Mr. Wu opened a drawer, pulled a legal pad, started scribbling. "We'll need the original documents returned after repayment. You get clean copies. I keep the evidence until the wire clears." He nodded, tore off the top sheet, slid it over. "Demand letter template, official bank letterhead already dated. We'll draft the formal notice today. Foreclosure acceleration if unpaid by day 7. Your property reverts to clear title upon satisfaction." I reviewed every line, initialed the margin. "Send it certified, return receipt. Copy to my attorney." Done. He stood extended a hand. I didn't take it. One more thing, I said at the door. If anyone in this branch tips them off before the letter lands, I'll know. And your containment problem becomes a class action. His hand dropped. I left him pale behind the glass. That afternoon, I fired off a text. I texted him, coffee. The bean counter. Now. The bean counter occupied the corner of 8th and Main, a narrow brick building with mismatched wooden tables and the perpetual scent of roasted beans. I arrived first, chose the back booth under the vintage Boise postcard wall, ordered a medium drip black. The barista tattooed forearm name tag Riley slid it over with a nod. I wrapped both hands around the ceramic mug, let the heat anchor me while I waited. Jay strolled in 31 minutes late, pushing the door with his shoulder like he owned the place. Hoodie, charcoal gray, premium brand embroidered logo on the chest, price tag snipped, but the plastic loop still dangling from the hem. He carried a scratched MacBook under one arm, a venti iced something in the other straw, already chewed flat. He scanned the room, spotted me, lifted his chin in greeting. Hey sis, parking's a nightmare. Dropped into the seat opposite, set the laptop between us like a peace offering. Brought the numbers. You're gonna love this. Screen woke with a tap. Excel file dominated the display. Jace Harper Handcraft Empire. Pro forma. Columns stretched wide, formulas tangled. Revenue forecast $1,000 in year one from Etsy, plus Shopify, plus custom TikTok drops. Breakdown 50,000 Islearn units at $20, average viral marketing assumed. Expense tab $280,000, total $100K inventory beads, resin molds $80K influencer partnerships, $50K warehouse lease, $15K flagged in red high-res 3D printer, critical for prototypes. Error messages littered the sheet. Circular references. Stuck value in profit row. Pivot table broken from copied cells. I scrolled down. Assumptions page market size pulled from a 2018 blog post competition listed as non-local. Cash burn $23,000 monthly negative. This is what the bank funded, I asked. Jace nodded, sipped his drink. Exactly. They saw the vision. House as collateral sealed it, but prototypes sell the dream. That printer lets me mock up resin phone cases in 24 hours. Investors eat that up. I highlighted the printer line. $15,000 for one machine, industrial grade, dual extruder, carbon fiber capable. He leaned forward, elbows on table. Look, just float me the 15. I'll flip the first batch, pay you back with interest. Family rate. I closed the lid. The snap echoed. Not one more cent. His eyes widened. You can't be serious. This is my shot. Your shot torched my deed. I stood, slung my bag over shoulder. 7 days start now. Fix it without me. I walked out, doorbell jingling behind me. Didn't look back. Sunday arrived too fast. Sunday dinner. 6 p.m. sharp. I didn't come alone. The oak table gleamed under the chandelier, same one since childhood, scarred from hot dishes and spilled gravy. Roast chicken steamed in the center, mashed potatoes heaped high, green beans glistening with butter. Mom Uma bustled from kitchen to dining room, apron tied tight, smile brittle. Dad Yale carved the bird with mechanical precision. Jay slouched in his usual chair, phone hidden under the table. I entered, last cousin Abe on my left, 6'4", ex-cop shoulders filling the doorway. Taylor on my right, best friend since sophomore year, now corporate attorney, briefcase in hand. Abe wore his retired detective blazer, Taylor a crisp navy suit. The room temperature dropped 5 degrees. Jade, you brought guests? Mom's voice pitched high, ladle hovering. Family and counsel, I said, pulling out my chair. Abe sat beside me, Taylor opposite Jace. I reached into my folder, placed the mortgage packet square on the placemat, $280,000 bold on top. The thud silenced forks. Taylor opened her briefcase, extracted Idaho Code printouts. Section 45 Va, 15 assists, she read aloud, voice courtroom clear. Mortgage fraud. Civil penalties up to $500,000 plus treble damages and attorney fees. Criminal referral optional. Jace's face drained. What the hell? Language Dad muttered knife, paused mid-slice. I slid the signature page forward. My name, not my hand. Photocopy ID. Bank confirmed forgery yesterday. Mom dropped into her seat. Jade honey, it was a loan. Temporary. Temporarily stolen, Abe rumbled, arms crossed. I ran the prelim. Bank's sending acceleration notice tomorrow. Jace's eyes welled. Tears spilled fast, shoulders shaking. I just wanted to prove I could do it. Build something. You're always gone. Mom reached for him. He only wanted to show he's capable. By stealing my house, I kept my voice level. 7 days. Full repayment. Principal interest fees. Wire to escrow. Miss it, we file Monday morning. Court. Garnishment. Liens. Taylor tapped the code again. Judge signs the order, pensions attached, day 1. Dad set the carving knife down. We'll sell what we can. Start now, I said. Clock's ticking. Jace sobbed louder. Mom pulled him close. Abe stared them down. Taylor packed her briefs. I stood. Dinner's getting cold, Mom whispered. I lost my appetite, I replied, and walked out with my team. Monday brought the first email. Subject line, urgent, acceleration notice. Idaho First Bank letterhead. Body failure to cure default within 7 calendar days will result in foreclosure sale. My address centered in bold. I forwarded it to Taylor, then to the family group chat. No reply for 6 hours. Mom broke first. Tuesday morning she drove to the pawn shop on Overland, slipped off the white gold wedding band Dad gave her in '89. Appraiser offered $2,800 cash. She haggled to $3,000, walked out with an envelope of hundreds, eyes red but dry. Deposited it same day into the joint account they'd opened for business expenses. Dad followed Wednesday. Listed the '72 Chevy pickup on Facebook Marketplace, original paint, 350 V8, 112K miles. Buyer showed up with a trailer and $6,000 in 20s. Dad signed the title on the tailgate, handed over keys, watched the truck disappear down the street. He texted me the sale receipt at 4:12 p.m. No comment. Jace spent Thursday boxing his gaming rig. Dual monitors, RGB keyboard, custom water-cooled PC VR headset, every controller since PS2. Posted the bundle on local Discord for $800 firm. Sold in 43 minutes to a college kid who paid in Venmo. Jace transferred the funds, immediately added a crying emoji in the group chat. Dad started night security Friday. Local warehouse 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. 20-hour time and a half weekends. First paycheck stub $400 gross. He scanned it, uploaded to the chat at 7:03 a.m. Saturday, still in uniform. I watched the balances climb in the escrow dashboard Taylor set up. Mom, plundered $3,000 Dad truck, plus $6,000 Jace, plus $800 Dad week 1, $400, running total $10, $200. They kept going. Mom sold her mother's china on eBay, collar and $200 shipped. Dad pawned his high school class ring, $450. Jace flipped sneakers he'd hoarded $150. Dad picked up overtime Saturday night, another $240. By Sunday night, the dashboard read $92,000. Still, $188,000 short. My London bonus hit Monday, early release approved after I emailed HR the family emergency clause, $30,000 net. I stared at the deposit notification, thumb hovering, transferred it to my personal savings instead. Let the chat know, not bridging the gap. Clock stop Sunday. They saw the message. No response. Day 8 arrived. 2 weeks later, I stood in court. Boise County Civil Courthouse, 3rd floor, walnut-paneled room, smelling of polished wood and stale coffee. Taylor flanked me at plaintiff's table, tailored suit tablet glowing with exhibits. Across the aisle, Mom, Dad, Jace in ill-fitting jackets, public defender shuffling papers. The gallery held cousin Abe, a court reporter, and empty seats. Judge Harlan Ellis entered 60-ish, silver hair gavel sharp. Harper v. Harper. Counsel state appearances. Taylor Reese for plaintiff, Jade Harper, she said. Public Defender Elena Vasquez for defendants. Taylor launched first. Your Honor, we move for summary judgment on breach of trust and identity misuse under Idaho Code 45 and 1506. Exhibits A through F, forged mortgage, photocopy passport, bank confirmation of fraud. Damages $280,000 in principal plus interest. She projected the signatures side by side, mine fluid, theirs jagged. The room gasped when the photocopy scanned appeared time-stamped from Dad's study printer. Vasquez countered weakly. Defendants acted in good faith. Family loan. No intent to defraud. Stealing a deed isn't a loan, Taylor shot back. It's theft. Judge Ellis reviewed the file glasses perched low. Ms. Reese Remedy sought garnishment order 50% of defendants Yale and Uma Harper's pensions until full restitution. $1,200 monthly effective immediately. Mom whimpered. Dad gripped the table. Motion granted, Judge Ellis ruled. Order entered. Escrow account established. Non-compliance contempt. Jace's turn came next. Vasquez filed Chapter 7 mid-hearing personal bankruptcy. Assets 0 after sales. Debts $280K plus cards. He's discharged, she pleaded. Approved? The judge nodded. But eviction notice stands. No lease eligibility with this filing. Gavel fell. Case closed. Outside, Mom lunged. Jade, please, I turned away. Taylor handed me the stamped order. 3 days later, I boarded the flight to New York. Promotion locked, Senior VP Manhattan office. First stop, realtor on the Upper West Side. 2-bedroom co-op, Hudson Views, $1.2 million cash from my bonus and savings. Closing in 48 hours. Deed in my name only. No co-signers. I unpacked alone, bookshelves first, then kitchen. Blocked every number Sunday night. Mom's cell. Dad's work line. Jace's burner. Voicemails piled. We're sorry looped into. You're killing us. Deleted unread. 6 months passed. Pensions garnished $7,200 total. Still $272 to $800 owed. Jace couch surfed jobless. Mom took library shifts. Dad drove Uber. I walked Central Park daily, coffee steaming, boundaries intact. Real family isn't blood. It's the people who respect your boundaries.